Maggie, could you say more about the sort of the burning up process where the me gets burned up? I picture it like the rocket ship that goes up and the parts fall away that don't, you know, not needed anymore. The fuel tank falls apart.
Mm.
So there's the process of awakening to the, or this, no longer feeding the separate self. And in that, there's a burning. I mean, I think you used that in a, or somebody did. Somebody that I was listening to said that there's this, where the, you know, the meat sort of get burned up in the rocket fuel.
I don't recall using this metaphor, but you know, again,
the Bhagavad Gita speaks of this through knowledge the self is burned as a seed, and the seed, when the seed is roasted, why it doesn't have a tendency to sprout anymore. It's gone.
So the roasting of the seed is a very important process. It's not sufficient to know yourself as consciousness, but it's crucial to know yourself as consciousness. It's a necessary but not sufficient condition. Also, at the tendencies level, they're at the body level, at the feeling level, at the experiential level. The field has to also be clear, be clean. The seed has to be roasted. It's really important to love the journey and not the goal. Not because, in a way, we already are the self-eternal. Not in a way, in all ways, we are the self-eternal. It's very important to love the journey, to love the path. Because when the mind is focused on a goal, it is impatient. And it's argumentative and complaining and comparing and measuring and analyzing. But when you love the path, you are in love. And in a way, not much more is needed. So loving the path means to be willing to abide as as the presence. No matter how difficult it might seem, when the thoughts about me and my life arise, and when the feelings become gripping, to be willing to take the path of consciousness, to invite whatever is arising to your feast, the feast of presence, and to trust that and to love that, even though it might not be clear at the mind level where that is taking you. There's like a higher trust. It's the love, the love for truth that's being walked, walking the walk. It might not seem easy at times. But you cannot have it both ways. You cannot have the mind, the separate mind, the me, with my stories and my concerns and my life and what's going to happen to me. Paying attention to that and listening to that, and at the same time abiding as presence. But what you have at your disposal is endless resources. It might not seem so at the mind level, but from a different perspective than the mind, a non-mind perspective. There are endless resources available to you. Your love for truth is met tenfold with the consciousness love for you. Consciousness loving itself. So the burning of the seed is in living according to the higher truth, according to consciousness. You begin maybe with some trust in that and getting some reassurance in satsang. You live according to those principles, that you are the self-eternal, not a person, not a body-mind. You love that truth and you're willing to explore it in your life and be available as that, as presence, as the self. and not to seek the worldly rewards that the mind says you need to pursue. In fact, there is no sweetness in the world via the mind. The sweetness and the beauty and the revelation, the happiness in the world comes from the higher dimension, comes from consciousness. And consciousness blesses you as you love it. Your waking dream and your night dream will sweeten as a result of your ongoing love for truth.
Seems like you have to throw in the towel on me.
Well, you're throwing the towel on really on nothing. It's not a real, you're not sacrificing anything that I would worry about. The me is an impression that arises into space. It's just an impression. Where is the me right now, this very moment? You have to go to thought and memory and stories to find a me. But if you say, where is awareness right now? Boom. Of course, are you aware? Yes. So Didi, it's not a mind experience. The shedding of ignorance is not a mind experience. It is the shedding of the mind, of the separate mind. It's not something that the mind does or is privy to. It's more and more the absence of the mind, the absence of the me quality.